So I jam on the brakes. Everything in the car flies forward. And I saw, I guess I was coming up on her, but I was stopping as fast as I could. And I hit her. It was like, bam!
Oh.
And it felt like I hit hard. The first thing I thought was, this car is destroyed in the front. Well, I had this idea that I think that I can organize our pictures better to fill the screen better for the video. But with this stupid green box lighting up, it's gonna probably look stupider. So I guess we're just gonna roll with it.
We're gonna roll with it tonight because we're behind schedule and we need to make some content and talk about our feelings. And I have a very strong feeling. So I've been drinking sugar-free Red Bull, not a sponsor, and they didn't have that anymore, and I had to buy regular. And this stuff tastes like pure sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wearing these cool spectacles. Corey and I talked about them, but these are my safety, work safety glasses, prescription. So I'm trying to get used to them. So ignore how stupid I look right now.
I would probably wear some if I had prescription ones. But they're so, I mean, how much are they expensive?
My work paid for them, but I think they're like $150 probably. I do a lot of PPE when I'm working on stuff now. Just because, so I basically always have safety glasses on if I'm working, which is rare. And I wear rubber gloves and everybody makes fun of me. You got your Rona filters in there? Good. I wear rubber gloves and everybody makes fun of me and calls them bitch mittens. And I'm like, yeah, but I won't have skin cancer when I'm fucking 50. So
I wear multiple pairs of rubber gloves per day. I'm always touching chemicals and paint and thinner and sanding, even wet sanding with like 1500 grit. If you're holding that paper and sanding all day, it's moving just a tiny bit on your fingers.
Yeah.
And
it hurts my hands to do that. Like, it's painful.
The young guy at work sanded through his fingers one day and he was bleeding. And I was like, yeah, you got to wear gloves. I've done that before. And then the next day he still didn't wear gloves. Did it again. He's like, look, because his hand was wet and he was bleeding. So it was like running down his arm. I'm like, okay.
You're like, you're stupid. Fuck you.
I told you.
I usually wear mine for an hour or so at a time. I work for the government, so we have a lot of breaks. But, I wear them until I don't need to wear them, and then I take them off. So, yeah, I probably use, 3 or 4 pairs a day on average. There's days I don't use any, and there's days I use 10 pairs. Just because I'm working on something super greasy or whatever, and they get a cut in them, or life happens, whatever. We got rubber gloves back in this week, thank goodness. The ones we use are non-medical grade. Because at first they were like, oh, you can't get rubber gloves because we got to save them for the hospitals. And then they're like, oh, yeah, you guys use non-medical grade shitty ones. So, yeah, it's okay. You can have them.
We use the diamond. Just the regular diamond ones. They work fine, except when the wax and grease remover melts them, and thinner melts them really fast. So, plus even if they don't get, if I stick my hand in a cup of thinner to get a part from my paint gun, and I pull it out, even if it's a new glove, I can feel the burn in my skin.
Yep.
So it just goes right through it.
We have the ones at work are basically like that. They're crap. And then around the house, I use these Raven brand gloves, which are exam grade. So I guess that means they're medical. And they're way more better. I actually bought a box, and I had it at work that I've been using for the last month and a half. Just because brake clean goes right through the other ones, and they're like, these are what you're supposed to use to keep chemicals off your hands. And I just they don't keep anything off your hands. They keep it locked onto your hand. But
Yeah.
so if I'm doing brake clean and stuff, like I brake clean and then I change them pretty quick right after that.
If you have a small hole in your finger that you don't know about, and then I'll stick my hand in the cup. Then the finger will fill up with thinner.
Yeah. And it lets you know about all the little cuts. And like my hands are super dry. I've been doing working hands like 3 times a day. And like, do you still see how dry these are? Like, do you see the little dark spots?
Mm-hmm.
Like dry spots on my hands. So yeah, brake clean feels wonderful on that.
I would like some safety glasses that I could wear when I'm painting and if they were prescription, it'd be great, but they're going to get overspray on them the first time I use them.
You don't wear contacts at all, do you? Yeah, okay.
No, I wear these when I'm looking at the computer. Because so a lot of times the letters are small and too close together and I can't see what they are. But otherwise I'm fine. But I think that if I wore them when I was painting, it would help me see things in better detail, especially when there's not enough light. I have a problem seeing.
I've been noticing that lately. Having trouble reading some stuff, and I'm like, fuck.
It's usually just the computer is the worst. If I'm reading something on a paper, it's usually fine.
Yeah.
But this TV is like 10 feet from me that I'm looking at right now.
Oh man.
But it's a big one.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about this. I was going to say I'm going to do something crazy and tell a story that is non-coronavirus related.
Let's get fucking crazy, people.
Can you even imagine someone telling a story without it? Except I was thinking about it, and without all of this, I would have never been in this situation. So I guess it is still related. Anyway, so I'm driving Laura's car to work because she doesn't need it anymore. She's just here with Will. Gwen finally went to her dad's after, I think she was here for like 3 weeks. Since the schools shut down, and her dad thought he was sick, so we kept her here. It turns out they think it was just allergies. He wasn't even really sick. He just had allergies. So, I mean, what do? Do you keep her from her dad? So,
I know. She
went to her dad's. Him and his girlfriend or fiance or whatever you want to call her, they both had those blue masks on. I don't know. I mean, she's got just as much of a chance of getting it going with them as I do going to work, probably. So.
No, I know. Yeah.
That's not my story. That's just a part I got stuck on. So she went there. So now it's just Laura and Will during the day. So I'm driving Laura's car. See, yesterday was Tuesday. So right at 5 o'clock, I'm like ready to go. So I'm like, I'm going to leave right at 5. So I clock out. I'm like, see ya. I'm out of here. Get in the car. And they're doing the roof. So I go to pull out and I look over and there's one of the roofers is walking super slow right in front of where I'm going to. So at first I'm like, okay, sorry, I didn't see you, but come on. So I get out to turn onto the road, which is kind of like a side street, and there's this van coming real slow, but it's too close for me to pull out in front of them. So I wait and I get behind them. They get to the stoplight to turn right. They have their blinker on and they don't turn. And there's no cars going in front of them. They don't turn. It turns green, and I swear all they did is let off the brake and idle out into turning right. So at this point, I'm like, come on, dude. What the hell? So they go in the left lane, so I just get in the right, and I just go.
Smoke them.
I didn't even, like, really get on it. It's a Hyundai Elantra, so I wasn't really...
For being in a Hyundai Elantra.
I wasn't going that fast. So the very next street to my right, I'm in the right lane. There's a lady who I didn't know was a lady at the time. There's a silver Toyota sitting there at the stoplight. I'm going this way. I'm trying to see if I can do this so you can see it. I'm going this way, and she's at the stoplight, going to turn in front of me. Stop sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Waits until I get about here and turns out. Like within feet, probably within 10 feet of me.
Did you smoke her?
So I jam on the brakes. Everything in the car flies forward. And I guess I was coming up on her, but I was stopping as fast as I could. And I hit her. It was like, bam!
Oh.
And it felt like I hit hard. The first thing I thought was, this car is destroyed in the front. The bumper's destroyed. The headlights are broke. The hood's bent. The grill's broke. Hope the radiator's not broke. I'm like, she lets me drive her car and I crash it. So I'm right at that street, and there's a turn in like right there because there's like an old gas station right there. So I turn in there. The lady in the Toyota just pulls off to the side of the road in the lane, even though there's a driveway, another one up there.
Yeah, well, people are stupid, so.
So I stopped the car, put it in park, shut it off, get my phone, pick some stuff up off the floor. I get out and I see her looking at her rear bumper, and I walk around and I look at the front of my car, and I'm like, looks all right. I don't really see anything. So by that time I turn around and I get my phone out. I might have had it in my hand already. And I start walking towards her, and she's already getting in her car. And I was thinking, well, maybe she's getting her insurance stuff or whatever. I get up to her window and I look in the window, and I'm like, I'm going to knock, and she takes off. So I'm thinking, like, I had my phone in my hand, but I wouldn't have been able to get the camera out fast enough to take a picture of her. So I'm like, license plate. And the license plate was like 726. I don't remember it anymore. 723. And I swear it was UUD. And I even looked at it again to make sure I was right. This guy on a bike on the sidewalk saw it, and he thought it was something different. So I called the police, and they sent an officer over there, and he looked, and I told him what happened, and he's like looking at the car, and he's like, well, we really, unless there's $1,000 worth of damage, we don't even normally respond to these type of accidents because there's not really any damage. So he gave me his card. He said they ran the plate. Nothing came up. So I must have gotten the letters wrong or something. And he said that if we find anything that's broken later, that's $1,000 or more, to call him.
Yeah.
So I also called my insurance, and they said the car has full coverage. So if we want to get something fixed, we just got to pay the $500 deductible and we get it fixed. But the car's only worth like $1,200 or something. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, is it even worth doing all that anymore?
The only thing I can see that happened to it is along the paint, there's kind of a scuff that was probably like the bottom of her bumper or something.
Yeah.
Which you probably wouldn't even notice if I didn't point it out to you. And it looks like everything is over to the driver's side. Just the slightest bit where the gap to the hood and the fender is a little bit bigger on one side than the other. If you start looking at gaps and stuff, you can see it's over a little bit, but nothing's broken. It's
and it's like fine. An 05 Hyundai Elantra or something, right?
It's an
older
08.
One. 08, yeah. It's like, do I even, or do I just, yeah.
It's coming up on 120,000. I mean, the paint, the clear coat's coming off, the paint.
You're going to fix that part, and it's going to be all super shiny, and the rest of the car, the clear is going to pop off.
The front bumper's going to be all shiny. Well, I painted the rear bumper, Well,
Yeah.
because it had a big hole in it, so I got her one for cheap. And I took it to Furniture Row and I painted it, but I used this cheap, shitty clear so that it
So it
wouldn't be as shiny. And it's like perfect. I mean,
nice.
I didn't like sand it. I just kind of Scotch Brighted it, so there's orange peel underneath the paint. So it looks, it's kind of orange peely, but the shine is perfect. It's like super cheap jamming clear that I used on it.
I did that to a guy in Illinois. It was raining, and I don't remember what happened, if he cut me off or if we were just both driving like assholes, but he slammed on the brakes and I tapped him in my white Jeep, and I put a little dent in my bumper and there's a little dent in his bumper, and we got out, and he looked at mine and he looked at his and he went, "I'm cool if you're cool." And I was like, "I'm cool." And he took off. He just blasted. I was like, yeah, he had a warrant or something.
I almost wonder if, because of I remember her like pulling out and then like she went too far to the other lane and then came back just in the second I saw her to where I hit the brakes. But I almost wonder if she saw me coming and stepped on it, and that like, instead of me just jamming her, she like took off a little bit and softened the blow. Yeah. That could have happened, I suppose. But yeah, I did something stupid. When I was 16, I had that Camaro. And
you did something stupid in the Camaro? I don't think so.
It was just kind of like an honest mistake, I suppose, because there was a truck in front of me, and I had that fiberglass hood, and we were both turning right at a stoplight in a turn lane, and we stopped and looked for traffic, and I was watching him, and he took off. So I looked over for traffic, and I just started creeping forward so I could see around the stoplight pole. And he didn't. Yeah. He took off, but he stopped, and I didn't see that he stopped again. And I just right underneath right underneath his bumper, because the Camaro is shaped like this, and it was just like,
yeah.
Fuck. Oh God.
So you're still working?
Yep, I'm working. Good. I don't think I talked to you since. Did I tell you they sent the body guy home?
No.
It'd be last week Tuesday. Me and Laura talked about this on the one I didn't get up yet. Video I didn't get out yet. His son was at his shop where there was a guy who was sick. The next day, the guy didn't come to work. And then that was like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week, Tuesday, they found out that guy died.
Oh, shit.
And they think, I don't know if they tested him or what, but they thought it was coronavirus. So, body guy's son was there. And then that weekend, he spent the weekend with his son. And then Tuesday, they found out the guy died. So he was with him the whole weekend. Yeah. So they're like, well, you got to go home for 7 days. So Tuesday, he went home. Yesterday was Tuesday. He wasn't there. And I heard that because he was checking in every day, letting us know that he's sick or not. And I heard that he didn't reply for like 2 days. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
But he was there today for the first time. So must be fine. He said the doctor said that he could go back to work. His doctor.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So we're still working. We're not letting anybody in except for delivery people.
Oh, you're letting delivery folks in though.
We're letting FedEx and the paint supply place bring stuff in, mailman, and uniforms. Uniforms comes every week.
We don't even let those guys in. They drop it off outside and we have to go get it. Uniform guy. So my work's messed up, but so uniform guy came Monday and right at lunch, of course. So they told me to help him with the uniform. So I got him out, put him out front, and I was like waiting because he pulled up around back. We're kind of like on the side of a mountain, so there's multiple levels. So I was like waiting, and I was waiting, and I was waiting, and it was like fucking 10 after, and I was like, all right, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna go eat my lunch. When I hear your truck pull up, because the room's right on the other side, I'll just come back out here and take care of it. I never heard his truck pull up, so okay. He dropped the new uniforms, picked up the old uniforms, and left. The uniforms were outside for like 20 minutes, no big deal. So in that 20 minutes, this fucking dude comes walking in off the street, and he's tripping balls, just like out of his gourd. And one of the other guys who finished up lunch was out in the shop and saw him, and he was kind of walking up to the door to like, hey, get the fuck out of here. And this dude tried to open the door, and the guy who works for our shop was right there, standing there. And he goes, can I help you? And the guy shit himself.
What?
And he's like, not literally, but
Yeah.
He's like, they said around back I could have one of these shirts. And it's like our uniform, like mechanic blue uniform shirts. He's like, I don't think so. You need to get the fuck out of here.
Huh.
It was weird. It was the strangest thing ever. People are getting weird. People are getting crazy.
I got a short weird guy story. So there's these people, homeless guys, that hang out on the back side of the massage place across our parking lot. And I'm sure I've talked about them before, but we got all the roofer guys on the roof. And there's one guy that was over there that's always there. And I didn't see it. Apparently he was yelling stuff at the roofers. And the roofers are all these like probably 18 to 30-year-old Mexican guys. They're all pretty young.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he said to them, but they all came down the ladder. One of them had a saw, that they were cutting big blocks of styrofoam with. The other one had a pipe or something. They said the guys at our shop told me that they chased him all the way around to the front of the massage building, like a strip mall type thing. And when they were chasing him, the guy, I guess he was holding the blade, and he hit him with the handle of the saw. And they chased him away. He was back today. This happened last week, so.
Oh, God.
I don't know what he said to him, but I wouldn't be mouthing off to those guys.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the person to run your mouth to.
No. I mean, they don't cause any trouble. They just come in and work, and then they go away.
Yep.
Yeah, our uniform guy brings the uniforms all the way in to where we change, which is like in the back. But the delivery guys come in and drop the stuff on the floor. Our manager sprays everything down with Lysol. He wipes all the door handles and surfaces and light switches and all that stuff that we touch.
I got like a big sanitizer water. You mix it with water and you let it sit on stuff like 10 minutes and it cleans it. So I go and do all the doors and the handrails and the light switches. But like Napa, any of those guys, we have a pallet out back that they drop stuff on. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, we need a signature. And it's like, just, no, you don't. No, shut up. And then they'll whatever random, most of them don't bother. They're like, they just drop it, no big deal. But a couple of the stupid ones, they come in and we have all over our doors, like, do not enter, do not enter, do not enter. And they just walk in and the boss is like, hey, what are you doing in here? You can't be in here. Mm-hmm. And they're all like, oh, I need a signature. Just fucking Christ. It's like one a day does that, and the boss yells and freaks out like a child, and it's awesome.
You don't even need a signature when you use a credit card and they give you the receipt to sign. I worked at O'Reilly's. I worked at Walmart where they did that crap, and no one cares. Like, I had people draw a smiley face, and no one looks at that stuff. No one cares.
No one ever checks it. Nope. It's dumb. So we didn't film Friday because I got hosed. So Monday, a week ago, I went in, and at the end of the day, they were like, okay, we're splitting everybody up. We're going to do 4 on, 4 off, rolling 40s, no big deal. I was like, okay, cool. So you guys go home, come back Saturday or Friday. Cool.
What, that was Monday?
No problem. That was Monday.
Okay.
We're leaving at 4:30, and they call the boss, and he's like, "Hey, what are you guys still doing there?" Like, "Oh, well, we had to work a 10-hour day, because we're going to rolling tens." Blah blah. They explained it to him, and he goes, "God damn it!" And he fucking hangs up the phone, and he calls the second in command, and it turns into a thing. So they know Monday when we're leaving for the day that something's wrong with our schedule. They call us Wednesday night at like 5 o'clock. Hey, you need to come in tomorrow and be prepared to work a 12-hour shift. And we're like, what the fuck? So we go in. The boss never got any of it approved with HR. So I work 12s back to back and then still have to do 6 hours leave without pay. And then we go 4 on 3 off shifts. So we're all there on Tuesdays. And I have to work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Whoa.
So I work 60-something hours with 12 hours notice. I was like, what the? I hate you people. Why? This is all. And then they're all just go, oh, well, you should be happy to have a job. And I'm like, I am happy to have a job. But you guys suck. Your leadership is terrible.
You don't need to fuck it up.
You don't need to make it harder. Like, life is already stressful right now. People they just want some normalcy. And you jump through a bunch of hoops. You asked us to be flexible. And then when we get back and we're like, well, can you guys be flexible then and take care of us and pay us even because you sent us home? Oh, no, we can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. There's no flexibility. I'm like, you asked us to be flexible. You're asking us to be flexible again, and you have no flexibility? So that was dumb.
That always pisses me off where you need something done or, whatever it is, a blood test, paperwork, and they're like, oh, it takes 2 to 4 weeks to process this or whatever it takes. And I'm just like, really? Send it in, email it to them. That takes 4 seconds. And then push the button. That's, sometimes it's not always that, but sometimes it's that easy.
Yeah.
And then I still didn't get my federal tax return back. So Laura looked it up for me today, and it said, actually, let me look at the picture she sent me. It was something like, "He cannot be found."
What? Uh-oh.
It's this one. It says, "We cannot provide any information about your refund. Be sure to verify your blah, blah, blah." Yeah, basically, we cannot provide you any information about it. So, it was something stupid where they accepted Laura's and then they declined mine because we both qualify for earned income credit or something like that. And we both have Will's social security number on our tax return.
Oh.
So it accepted hers. And then when we tried to do mine, it saw that it was on mine too. And it's like, nope. So then it said, well, you have to, we tried again. It didn't work. So then it said you have to mail it. Mm-hmm. So we mailed it. It's been like,
so you guys file separately?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not married, so she files. I don't know. She's trades
You're
off.
Common law married though.
Well, it works out better this way. She trades off Gwen with her dad every other year or something.
Yeah.
And then I get Will. I don't know how her mom does it for us. I don't understand that crap. Anyway, it was. We waited until the deadline for employers to have the information to you just to see if I was going to get anything from Barney.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't. So then we're like, all right, we'll do it. When's that? Like the end of February?
Technically they have till like January 31st or something, but.
Oh, okay. So we must have done mine. We must have done them like the middle of February then.
Yeah.
We waited a little bit to make sure. So yeah, it's been that long. It's been like at least a month, if not a month and a half.
There you go.
Not that I need it today, but I would sure like to have it so I don't have to worry about trying to track it down.
Hush, Simon. We are on a telephone call.
Hey, doggy. Woof. Woof.
Greg's talking to you. Ow. Ow. You're such a little asshole.
Hey.
Simon.
Hey.
What do you say?
What are you doing?
He can't see you. I got the phone flipped around, but he's got the sneezes. Simon, you gotta go potty? Okay, hold on. I gotta let the dog out. Oh, now I broke it. Can you see me?
Yeah.
You're not moving.
I moved.
Fuck. I broke it.
Oh, he broke it now. FedEx delivered the last of my car parts today to Illinois.
Oh, good.
So now they have them. So now they can work on the car. And really, for a dealer to put in a clutch and install an engine, and then they're going to do the shocks and springs and align it and the AC condenser. And everything else goes on as the engine's going in, like mounts, shifter stuff. So, I mean, really for a dealer to do that, I can't see him taking more than a week.
Yeah, it depends how hard they want to milk it, but yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're still paying them flat rate, whatever it costs to, whatever it says to put an engine in and replace a clutch. Sure. So, I mean, I'm thinking like realistically, they should have the car done by the end of next week, because that'd be a week and a half. Because today's Wednesday for us.
Yeah, I don't think that's out of the question.
So I might be looking at getting on a plane in a week and a half. I got this. I want to look up and see if these 3M filters are adequate for virus filtration. Because I also have the cartridges for painting. They have the charcoal cartridges.
Yeah.
I got some new ones of those. I mean, I'd imagine those would work if I can wear them while I'm spraying chemicals into the air.
Well, it's all about what are they meant to take out of the air. Like charcoal takes the chemicals and absorbs it. Those particulates are probably better for virus.
Because these are made for dust particulates.
Yeah.
I wanted to look up 3M2097 is the number and see if it says like what micron size particle they can filter. I don't know. I mean, this one would protect me, but when you breathe out, it just comes straight out that hole. Like there's no filtration coming out.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't protect anybody around me. It would just be protecting myself.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't get on a plane right now, but you do what feels right.
Then again, there's only like 4 people on each plane. I asked Laura's mom about it because she works at the airport, and she said that it's like, I would hate to be aircraft appearance right now because they got to go in the plane every time it lands and scrub it down. And she said that now the planes are cleaner than they've ever been because there's less people. They're cleaning them better. And
they're bleaching the shit out of them. And
they're giving people, like, they have a box of wipes as soon as you walk into the plane. You grab your wipes, you go and you wipe down your seats and everything.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, I don't know. My other option would be to rent a car and then drive from Denver to Illinois, get in my car and drive it back.
You could rent a U-Haul trailer and take the dads.
And then put the car on the trailer.
And then drive everything back.
Man, that cost me like $800 to drive that thing to freaking Wyoming in 2007.
Fuel prices are going down.
Man, the one by my house, it's still like $250 for diesel. And,
oh God.
And $199 for gas.
$199. We're still paying $238 for regular.
I saw 170 something over in Littleton. Maybe I should get gas over there.
Yeah.
170. Hell, freaking E85s. So yeah, no, the E85 one, it was like 179 for gas and 169 for E85 or something. It's like really close. And that one, they were the same at one point.
Wow.
Anyway, I guess I mean, a week from now, airplanes might not exist anymore. So it might not even be an option then.
Yeah, you might have to walk.
I'm surprised they're still going. I'm surprised they didn't shut the airplanes down 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I think they will eventually.
Well, Laura's mom was saying that like there's 3-4 people on a flight. There's half of the workers there that is normal. She doesn't want to be there anymore because she's 60 something and she's got all these people. She said like half their flight attendants tested positive or not even working.
Holy shit. Yeah, we have a friend who sorry, dogs. We have a friend who got laid off this week from the airport. Not you.
Oh, okay. I was like, we do or you do?
The Imperial, me and my wife, who's not she got furloughed or laid off. I'm not 100% sure on the details, but yeah, it's not good out there right now. I'm very happy to be employed, but it's getting bad.
It's bad. I'm happy to be employed, but at the same time, I'm like, can I just take like a couple days or a week off?
Yeah.
Just like I need a freaking break because my vacation was when at Thanksgiving. My car blew up. We had to get back home. I was fighting with the warranty company, going to lawyers, doing all that crap for months. And then as soon as I got a loan, said, screw you guys, I'm doing this. I'll screw with you guys later. Then this crap is happening. I don't have my car back yet. Laura's laid off.
Yep.
And I'm going to work. It's like the longest weeks ever now. And I painted a car today, so I'm extra tired because I've been masking and painting all day.
We're so slow at work. Like I have a truck, luckily a big project, but there's nothing coming behind it because they're limiting us to one person per vehicle. So you can't like bring a truck and drop it off unless we have something for you to take home. We just don't have the material. We don't have, so we're just kind of sitting around. So I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday midday I ran out of parts, and I called some stuff in on Friday as soon as I realized I was going to need it. Well, those didn't get ordered till Monday, and I saw some of them Tuesday, and I'm still waiting on stuff. So it's like I stood around for 4 days cleaning because I didn't have parts because it's in an inefficient manner. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels there. I'm thankful to have a place to go and just stand around and collect a paycheck, but I don't like that. I don't enjoy that. I don't like the feeling of it. I don't like anything about it. Especially when times are lean and being a government worker, like I want to be, you're always trying to be a good steward of the taxpayer dollar, but it's like, what do I do? I need my 40 hours.
Yeah. We have a lot of cars in there. If we could work for probably 6 months to a year with all the cars we have in there because they all take a lot of time. We got 2 cars that got sandblasted, that Toyota FJ, and then we got a Scout was blasted, and I just started priming some of that stuff. It's still got to be, a lot of it's still got to be sanded and then body work and then primed and then blocked and then primed and then blocked and then painted and then put together. He's doing floor pans. I mean, There's so
It's
much
a lot of
work.
work. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, man. I hope you have some good customers who can stick around and continue to do stuff like that. They're not like, oh shit, my portfolio just took shit. Bye.
Well, that red Corvette that I did 100 spray outs trying to get the right color. He said, I guess he's got a couple businesses, and he said, hey, after the stock market went down or something, he's like, all right, I'm out of money, so I need my final bill. Which his car is, oh man, the freaking, somebody was putting it together. They put the wipers on and then turned them on, and one of them popped off and landed on the fender and chipped the fender.
Oh, gee.
All the way down to the fiberglass.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, so he's out of money, and he's like, okay, stop everything right now. And he's got a big chip in his fender.
Oh, we fixed it. Body guy filled it, and then I painted it and did like a blend job because it's a Corvette. So the fender's connected to the front, and the front's connected to the other fender. So we would have had to paint that whole front.
The fender's connected to the front and back bumper.
Yeah.
Fucking Corvette.
So we fixed it. I don't necessarily like it, but I don't know. My manager said he likes it. So anyway, but there's another Corvette in there who brought it in for something. He's got like a freaking 500 or 600 horse something engine. I don't know what it is, but it's loud, and he drives it.
I don't know what it is. Loud, and I like it, and I want to rub on it.
He brought it in because there was like a rattling noise, and it ended up that his harmonic balancer had there was a ring on the back of it, and it had these little screws holding the ring on, and the screw came out, but it couldn't come out all the way because it was hitting another piece. So that thing was rattling on there, and it wallowed it out, so they had to get a new balancer. But then now he wants to do all kinds of other stuff. So that guy's got plenty of money. Cool. The guy with the Ford truck that's like $160,000 restoration paint job on this. So what is it, like a 73 Ford or something? That guy's got one of those Mercedes G-Wagons.
Oh God, those things are ridiculous. Yeah.
And it's like the super duper one with the big brakes, and I saw it the other day. It's like, we looked it up. It's like they start at like 160,000 for the crappy one.
And they are fugly, and people line up to pay $200,000 for it. I don't get it, but whatever.
If I had that much money, that's not what I would buy.
No, that is not on my list of things to purchase with that kind of money, but I don't have that kind of money, so I'm lucky.
Oh, what else did we do? Will's pedal keeps falling off his bike, so the left-handed thread's on the wrong side or something, so I Loctited it so it doesn't fall off anymore.
Red Loctite?
Yeah. It won't come off ever again.
No.
So he rode his bike for like the first time. He kind of rode it when he got it before winter, but he was scared of it. He wouldn't do it. But he rode all the way over to the playground and stuff last weekend.
Nice.
What else is going on? I haven't been watching the NASCAR stuff. I'm usually just busy, and then I don't realize it's on until later, and it's not as long as a real race, so it's already over by the time I figure it out.
Yeah, the iRaces go pretty fast. I was at work. Honestly, the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks, I don't remember. I don't remember a lot. I worked a lot. Like, I'd wake up, I'd go to work, I'd come home, I'd eat, I'd fall asleep. That was it. And then Steph is working nights, so I would come home, see her for almost 10 minutes, and then eat and then fall asleep. So today she's working right now, but then she's off for a couple of days together. So we'll hang out tomorrow and the next day and start the cycle all over.
Yeah, we used to do that where by the time I got home, I'd get home after midnight, and then everybody would leave before I'd wake up because I'd go to bed between midnight and 4 and sleep till 10 to noon, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So I only saw, even Friday sucked because everybody was getting up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning Saturday, and I just got home at midnight.
Yep.
And then I had to be awake during the day.
So I was always the guy working, so it wasn't as bad. I feel bad for Steph now for all those years I worked late, and she was like, you know, I always worked the weird schedule, so now she's working the weird schedule, and I get kind of a taste of it, and it's like, yeah, this sucks.
How's she like that job? She just started not that long ago, right? Or just got the training and everything, and
yeah, she's been doing it for, I don't know, 6 months-ish, 5 months. It's hit or miss. It's a hard job, and especially with all this stuff going on, it's very overwhelming, and the schedule just changed to overnight. So I think there's definitely a lot of parts of it she enjoys, but there's the part she doesn't enjoy she really doesn't like. So I don't know. She's going to hang in there for a while and see if it's learning curve or the people she's working with or what it is.
I talked to a 911 operator yesterday.
Why'd you do that?
I called the police after I hit that car.
Oh, that was yesterday. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know who to call because I was in Littleton. Like, I don't know if they have a number that's non-emergency or what. So first of all, I called 911 and I'm standing there with my phone and I don't hear anything. And I'm like, oh, crap, my phone's connecting to the Bluetooth in the car. So I go to get in the car and I'm like, wait, no, I got to put my phone. I got to pull it down. I got to go to Bluetooth. I got to go to it. And then I got to go to disconnect. Hello? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
She's already talking to me.
Yeah. Sir,
then,
what's the address of your emergency?
Hey, idiot.
Dummy. You're like, sorry, I'm retarded.
Then I'm like, but it's not an emergency. I don't know who else to call.
Car wreck is an emergency. Even if nobody's hurt, that's a 911 thing.
Yeah. It was just me standing there with a guy on a bike that was riding by. It was kind of funny. I don't know. Did I tell you? I don't think I told you. Man, it's been like 2 weeks since I talked to you. I didn't tell you anything yet. I slipped going down the stairs. Did I tell you that? No. That was last weekend. It was Saturday. I don't remember. Anyway, I was just going down the stairs, and I have this habit of when I'm going down the stairs, I step on the edge of the stair with like the ball of my foot, kind of, instead of farther back.
Yeah, that's a good way to fall down the fucking stairs.
I don't know why. I've just always done that. You can kind of feel where the edge of the stairs are with your toes, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I had socks on and our stairs are carpeted. So I just stepped a tiny bit too far on like the second or third stair and my foot just whoosh.
Yeah.
Well, I had that big yellow cup of water in my hand. And I remember thinking, well, it's fine if I drop this. So I just let it go. And I must have just went and grabbed the rail.
Oh no.
And I pulled this muscle right here.
Yeah.
It's like right on the bottom, like my bottom rib to around the side.
Yeah.
And it hurt. Like, it was hard to move around. Like, even to roll over in bed is really hard. Yeah. And I'm like, crap, man, now I'm injured myself. But I went to work that Monday and I just kind of had to watch what I was doing. And sometimes I'll do something where I'm like, oh God, but it's still kind of like if I press it in the right place, it feels like a bruise. But
I did that in Denver at that basement we lived in for 3 months in that lady's house. I came back downstairs from the kitchen and they were carpeted. And like on the second step down, luckily it was like a half level, it was like a split level. I just fucking biffed it and I ended up piled up on the landing. And Steph was upstairs and she came running. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, ow. I think so. But ow.
I've fallen down those steps before. I didn't actually fall this time. I caught myself, but I hurt my side. Laura's fallen down that same one at least twice that I remember. It's just slippery. The steps to come down here, we pulled all the carpet off, so it's wood. I've never fallen down those. I don't know. Carpet's dangerous.
Yeah, the ones I fell on were carpeted too.
Yeah.
I got the extra thick padding on my carpeted stairs now.
The carpet in this place all needs to go in the dumpster. But I don't want to pay to have new carpet put in, so.
God damn, is it expensive.
And we're not looking for houses right now, so we're going to hang out here for as long as we can. There's stuff here that needs to be fixed, like the outside water that flooded the basement. That thing needs to be fixed. That's going to be like...
I thought you fixed that. No?
No, because it was going to cost... I don't remember. It was like $300 or $400 plus...
Drywall
We'd
repair.
have to fix the drywall.
Yeah.
The drain in the furnace room that comes down from the sink.
Yeah.
The only time I notice it is when the dishwasher's running. It'll drip sometimes. We got a bucket under there, and I want to fix it, but I had the plumber look at it when he was here. He's like, "Yeah, that's going to be at least $1,000, like right off 1,000, bam."
What drips?
It's a black plastic PVC pipe. But there's about this much space between the outside wall of the house and the first beam, and the pipe comes down right through there. And it's dripping up here. So he'd have to take this joint out. He said he would probably move it over to the other one too. So that's what, 1,500. That's 1,500 right there. The window well has one of those half metal rings, like a retaining kind of thing. That thing's rusted through. There's gravel coming through it right towards that window.
Holy shit.
That needs to be fixed. The fence and the freaking deck need to be replaced before we sell the place, because the deck is actually like there's like two separate parts to it now, and they move. Yeah. If you look at it from the side, it's like bowed. It's just it wasn't like treated. It wasn't taken care of. Who knows? They probably just put shit in there anyway. So like all that stuff needs to be done. And I'm like, well, as long as Laura's sitting around here all day, we can have all that stuff done. But that's going to cost me,
Yeah, you got to come up with the money. No big deal, right?
That's going to be $5,000 easy to get all that stuff done.
Yeah, the deck and fence adds up quick too. And like that little retaining thing, how deep is that? Like a foot or two or 10?
No, it's like 2... I don't think it's 3 feet. It's at least 2 feet.
You can dig that out with a shovel. I want to see you do that with a shovel.
I can, but the metal half ring needs to come out of there, and a new one needs to be put in.
Yeah, you got to excavate back, dig it a little bit, pull it out, pull the metal thing out, put a new metal thing in, put the dirt back.
Oh my God. Well, there's there's a bush there too, and an old tree that they cut down.
Yeah, I know you can operate a D1. Get after it.
I don't know how to work a shovel. If I had if I had one of those little tiny backhoe with the little tracks on it,
a Mini X,
I'd do that all day. I'd just be digging holes.
Yeah, fucking right through a fucking fiber optic line.
Oh, what else needs to be fixed around here? Oh, the bathtub in the master bedroom, Gwen's room, that thing needs to be recoated because the bottom is all worn through.
Coated?
Yeah, the white coating. The people that owned this house before Laura like sabotaged all the stuff in here. They wrote on all the walls and spray painted shit, and they put crap in the microwave and down the garbage disposal. I'm sure they did something to that bathtub because it's like the white coating is worn through, and I don't know if it's cast iron or what, but it's black metal.
Oh, it's a metal tub then. Yeah, the enamel's all gone. How do you destroy the enamel?
I think they purposely fucked it up because they were getting foreclosed.
Oh.
And then they painted all these walls to hide all the crap that was colored on them.
Yeah. Bunch of chingaderas living in there.
I don't know. I'm glad she got this house for as cheap as she did, though, because it's sustainable for us to pay what we're paying. And she can't do the refinance thing now because no one's freaking working.
Yeah.
She was working on it, and then she needed something, and then the time limit on it expired, so she had to redo it, and now she needs like child support papers, but the courthouse is closed, so she can't get those.
Yeah, it's kind of slowing everything down pretty bad right now. It's a weird world, man. Even Amazon slowed down, and like Amazon was my jam.
Amazon, all those workers were on strike. Did you hear about that?
I heard they were going to go on strike, and then I saw on the news that like 15 people went on strike at one warehouse. Huh.
I don't know how many actually ended up doing it, but they fired the guy that started the thing.
Yeah, they fired that person, but then like the governor of New York, because it was in New York State, I think, is like looking into it. It's all fucked up. The whole world is fucked up right now, and like we're not gonna fix it today. I wish we could, but like right now we just need to get through this pandemic and then go from there.
So I know I always talk about listening to Joe Rogan, but I was listening to Joe Rogan today.
But were you smoking pot?
He wasn't one of them. The second one I listened to was actually a doctor that is working on the vaccine. Man, he said so much stuff. If you want to, I'll link it in the description. It's an hour and 11 minutes. He's on like this type of like Skype call with the doctor. There's lots of good information in there from all the crap that is around social media that's not true. This guy is actually the doctor that's working on it, so he knows the stuff. But man, awesome. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's projected to get really bad, like double, quadruple what it is now. Yeah. And then he even said, what's that? The end of April, it's going to get the worst. And then by the time it comes back down, it's going to be like June.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, we don't know. It's extremely possible that it could come back in August.
Mm-hmm. When they start lifting the social distancing stuff a little bit more and more. And yeah, it's pretty bad. It's kind of scary.
Well, it is. And I heard them talking about, there was a guy in China 6 days ago that I can't remember. It started with an H. It was another virus that he died from it. I'll never remember what it's called, but it's a virus that they tested 32 people and they didn't say if they tested positive or not. Anyway, he died from it. It's from rats.
Hanta virus?
What is it?
Hanta? Hanta?
It started with an H and it sounded kind of like that. I think they were calling it Hanta or something.
Yeah, that's pretty common mouse virus, actually.
But they were saying that it never jumps to humans. And it did to this guy. Anyway.
Hantavirus, like when you're going through an old car and it's all full of mouse turds, you can get the hantavirus very easily. It's and there's no cure for the hantavirus, but it's actually more common than you think.
I've probably had it because I've been working on old cars. Well, I had that crap in my Roush when it was sitting in the shed, and I took it out and I took the back seat out and there were 2 mouse nests back there.
Yep.
The thing always smelled like that after that.
Yeah. The hantavirus, though, that's not like a new strain or anything. That's it's in mouse urine, and if you like breathe it, like say they peed on the upholstery and then you pull the upholstery out and all that dust goes in the air and you breathe it, you die.
I've had that happen. Old Mustangs and stuff that smell like that. You pull the carpet out, then you pull that insulation out that's all kinds of weird colors.
It's asbestos mostly. Asbestos colored.
I don't like old cars. Oh, I don't like driving customers' cars. And I never drive them unless I have to. And I always try to push them or get people to help me push it. And the one guy got pissed off at me because I wouldn't drive the car and I was having him help me push it. Yeah. And I said, I don't like to start them because there's some trick that I don't know to doing shutting the door or starting the car, putting it in gear, or they won't start or whatever. It's always a problem. Well, he gets in the car. He gets in the car because he was mad at me. And he tries to start it. The battery's dead. I was like, I told you.
We were at Terry's one time, and I got one of them piece of shit Mustangs that he restored and was selling for like $100,000, even though it wasn't even a real fucking Cobra or whatever. And I put the clutch to the floor, and I hit the key, and the fucking thing jumps. And it didn't start, but it jumped like 2 foot forward. I'm like, what the fuck? So I put it in neutral, and he comes up to me, and he goes, I'm going to punch you in the mouth or some crazy shit, and starts flying off the deep end. You don't hit the key. I'm like, dude, I put the clutch to the floor. Something's wrong with it. Like, I didn't. Fuck off. These old cars, they don't have neutral safety. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Wouldn't have helped, dummy.
Yeah, I seem to kind of remember something about that.
Yeah, he freaked the fuck out. And I was like, fucking clutch isn't adjusted. Whoever built the car should maybe get their ass reamed, Jarrett Caldwell. I hope he watches one of these one day and hears me call him fucking douchebag. Oh, man.
I don't know. Yeah, and then that Aston Martin. It's a 91 Aston Martin. I can't read it because it's got a stupid font on it. It's like VOGE or something. VA. Vag. I don't know what it is. So I primed the fender that we were fixing. I was trying to move it towards the booth and things cranking. Just didn't sound like the battery is dead at all. And it wouldn't start. So my manager called the guy from the other shop, said, hey, is there a trick to this thing? He said, no, but if the battery's even slightly not charged all the way, it won't start.
Yeah.
So we put a jump box on it, still wouldn't start. We pushed it over there. We've had a battery charger on it for 2 days. I didn't try it today, but we ended up having to push it around. Someone comes out and they're like, that thing runs, you know. I'm like, no, it doesn't. If you think you can start it, go ahead. I won't drive a freaking customer's car unless I absolutely have to. Or if it's one that I know runs and works and I know how to work it. Like that Willys, I painted that 62 Willys today. That thing is an automatic, but it has a shifter that's way up here. And it's just a knob. And it's an automatic. You just move it. There's no button or safety or anything. So like if somebody was sitting on the other side when it was running and they bumped it, the thing would take off.
Yep.
I didn't even I pulled it in the booth and I left it running and I got out to look to see where it was positioned. I didn't even like it. I imagined walking in front of it and it slipping into gear and freaking running me over.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I rarely get out of trucks with them not shut off and the parking brake set. And then I got to check the parking brake 3 or 4 times to be like, oh yeah, okay, it's good. Yeah, the trucks at Frontier that I knew how they worked. I was driving them a lot, like the tow trucks. Yeah. Those were fine. I trusted those, but like the tugs, some of those, you'd put the parking brake on and get off and the thing would keep going. Yep.
Oh man. It reminds me. I was trying to rewind the cable on the winch on the tow truck. Yeah. So to pull it out, I hooked it up to a tug. I put the tug in reverse and I just started winding it out. And it got to the end, or it got close to the end, and the cable came out of the winch.
Yep.
So there's a tug going in reverse across the airport. And I'm chasing after it to try to stop it.
Oh, fuck.
So then I had to put it back in.
The end of a winch line, at best, has like a little battery cable lug that just holds it on the drum. And it uses the friction of that first, 10, 15 feet of cable on the drum to hold it. That's why like winches always fuck with me because I'm like, what?
Yeah, this one we would cut it off. Well, you'd have to tape it up with like electrical tape and then cut it off so it wouldn't fray. Then you could stick it in the winch and then tighten down the set screw, but it wouldn't hold it if it was out.
Nope.
But
nope, that's just to hold it while you started to spool it.
Yeah, but hauling tugs and stuff, it only came out, a few rotations. It was wrapped like 50 times around that thing.
Yep.
Man, I realize how much I cough now, like on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. You got a little tickle in your throat and you're like, oh fuck, don't cough.
And well, editing my gaming videos that I've been doing for years, I'm constantly cutting out like stuff like that all the time, every video. So now, I mean, it's normal. I'm not sick, but then during the day, I would just cough because I had something in my throat. I would cough, or if I'm painting, I'm breathing some of that crap, so I would be coughing the rest of the day because I breathe that.
Oh yeah.
And now I find myself when there's people around, I'm like, like just trying.
I'm not coughing. Yeah.
Trying not to do it.
Yeah, because you don't want them to look at you and be like, he's got the Rona.
Oh man, like it was before Denver shut down. We were sitting in the lunchroom, and I felt a sneeze coming on. So I backed my.
You got up to turn and sneeze right in his face.
I backed up my chair to the door and I turned around out the door, and I went, phew. And right as soon as I turned and did it, the young guy was walking into the door. I'm like, come on, man. I was trying. He goes, what just happened?
We did that thing where there's a coronavirus going around and I sneezed in your face and your mouth was open.
Oh, they said something like that stuff can hang around in the air in water droplets for like 6 hours or something. So like if you sneeze, you can't go in that room for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Something stupid like, well, that's why they shut the playgrounds down, is because it can live on plastic for like freaking 10 days or something. I don't know what the real numbers are, but a long time. So if a kid gets on there and then my kid gets on there a week later, it's still there.
So if we get the Rona, if one of us gets the Rona, we got to live stream the Rona and be like,
yeah, because I don't know anybody that has it. And I don't
yet.
And I don't know anybody that knows anybody that has it.
Who did I see? Somebody said that they didn't have the Rona, but their family member or something in Illinois. I'm not 100% sure. But their family member was like waiting on the results or something. So I don't know. I'm just going to hope I don't get the Rona. And then I'm going to hope if I do get the Rona, I don't get it bad. And then if I get it bad, I'm going to hope they don't intubate me. And if they intubate me, I'm going to cry a lot.
They can't anyway because they're out of ventilators.
Yeah, I'll probably die then, which will be really sad.
I'll
come haunt the shit out of you. I'm going to haunt the shit out of so many people.
The doctor guy said that younger people, 20 to 44, have a better chance of recovering. Like, if you beat it, the scarring in your lungs that it causes, you have a better chance of recovering closer to 100%. Whereas people older than 44 may not recover at all, or maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to any of that.
I've had pneumonia twice. When I had my appendix out when I was 8, I ended up getting pneumonia, and I had to take these pills. They're like that freaking big. They were huge.
They put them in your butt?
No, I had to swallow them or something. Like, I can't even get this in my mouth.
Relax your jaw. You'll be fine.
And then it happened again like a month or so later, right after that. And someone told me, well, we were in a black light place once. I had these lines on my teeth that glow. And I guess that's if you're on like a heavy medication or an antibiotic or something. So it was when I was 8, so my teeth are small, so the lines are
Mhm.
like down here.
Huh.
I don't know, something like that.
I've never heard that before,
Yeah,
but I'll take your word.
I don't have a black lighter. I tried to show you and it wouldn't work.
I don't want to see the black light of that room.
Me neither. Oh, this is the best cider ever made. Grasshopper, Colorado Cider
Grasshopper.
Company. It has hops, Simcoe hops, and lemongrass. And I know that it's the best, but this is the first one I've had in like a year. And I opened it, and as soon as I smelled it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what it's like."
The best cider I ever had was actually yours. That stuff that tasted like apple juice, but got you destroyed ass wasted. That was the best cider I've ever had.
Well, we tried to make it like this one because we like it so much.
Yeah.
So we just used the extra hops. We had leftover hops in the freezer from all the years of brewing. So we just threw them all in there. And then we got lemongrass and we did it. Well, we have a keg right now. We tried to make it again, but it's not very good.
No.
And it was
Whatever you made, that was when you were living in that apartment off Florida. Holy shit, that was good. It was like drinking like bubbly apple juice, nice and sweet, like super sweet. And then I tried to stand up, and it was a bad day.
shouldn't have done that.
It was great cider though, excellent.
I didn't have time to take care of it every weekend to transfer it and keg it when it was supposed to, so I just let it go in the fermenter for longer, and it got really dry tasting.
Oh.
Hell,
Yeah,
this one's 6.5%. It's a good
I'm
one.
pretty sure your stuff was like 40 proof because it destroyed me. I was like, oh fuck, good night.
It's like that apple pie stuff they make with Everclear.
It was almost that strong. I thought I think I had like 2 or 3, and I stood up to go to the bathroom because I think we were making other beer or something. I don't remember exactly. And I stood up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, oh fuck, I am wasted.
I stopped at the brew hut the other day and I got a couple wine kits.
I saw that on your face space on the social medias. Did you make it?
It's going right now. We put it together Saturday or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a week in that fermenter, and then we switch it to the other fermenter, and then it's got a week. I'll have to look at the directions because, like with beer, it's a week in one, a week in another one, and then you can do a third one and let more stuff settle out of it and it clear a little bit. But really just kind of like 2 weeks, and then you can keg it or bottle it.
Cool.
And I'm thinking now because I got rid of all those bottles and crap out of my closet when I thought I was moving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have any wine bottles left. I know I have a whole bunch with wine in them that we made years ago.
Yeah.
But it's not very good, so we've just been using it for cooking. So, I mean, worst comes to worst, we can dump some of those out. None of them are very good. It was when we had that book with all the wine recipes, and we were making like a gallon at a time, like a couple gallons jugs every week. So,
oh geez.
Oh yeah, we had that closet was full. It's not full anymore.
No. Well, you might save that wine because even though it's bad wine, it'll still get you drunk during the apocalypse. So.
And it might be currency. You know what? The last thing that I want to get is some bullets. I have 3 clips of 1440 ammo. So that's like 42 or something.
Hey, what are you eating? Drop it. Yeah.
And then I have a 22 revolver, but I don't have any bullets for it.
Well, you better hurry because bullets are hard to find right now.
It's probably
People
too late.
are crazy.
It's probably too late. I saw you can order them from like Bass Pro or something.
I have enough. How about that?
You got any
I
40s?
don't like to share what I have or don't have and how much of it. I don't advertise that, but I got enough, and it may not be I'm petting my puppy. It may not be like the most takedown you've ever seen, but I got enough of them to do the job.
Well, I figure 42 bullets, 40 caliber bullets should get me far enough.
At least 4 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking more like if... All right, so what if something else happens right now? What if there's an earthquake and the power goes out for weeks?
We're fucked.
Or a solar flare or a meteor shower that just... I mean, even if the power goes and refrigerators go down, oh man, people are going to be freaking out. I mean, I'm freaking out if my food's going bad, but that's when I think people start getting desperate. If there's no power.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess first of all, keep people out of my home. And then second, getting the hell out of here and protecting myself and everybody while we're getting out of here.
Yeah. 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 I have enough stuff where I will be okay. I have enough stuff here, and I have enough stuff food-wise, and I have enough protection, and I'm not too worried about it.
So you've been watching those Doomsday Prepper videos?
No, just I don't have like months of food, but I have a couple weeks. I could ride it out.
Well, last week,
Really?
two weekends ago, when last time we got groceries, I would say we could probably have made it 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
If we had to eat everything in the house. Now we've been eating that stuff. So, I mean, we probably still got a couple weeks, but I think she's going to go this Friday just to kind of replenish the stuff that we use normally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically, I think we could live in this house for 4 weeks without going outside.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We went grocery shopping, and things are getting back to normal as far as that goes.
That's also if the power doesn't go out and we have a refrigerator and a freezer.
Oh, yeah. See, I got a solid 3 to 4 weeks over there of canned goods, like stuff I'd be sad, don't get me wrong, and it would not be good, but food, there's I can make it work.
You need stuff that, like a can. You need stuff that you can open up and pour into a pot and cook with a fire. And that's it.
Or Spam.
Or Spam. Oh, she got me more corned beef hash. I was afraid to eat it because I only had 2 cans left. But she got some more, so now I can have it this weekend.
Yeah, I got 2 of those left. We got a bunch of bacon and stuff. Bacon and stuff, if you keep that fairly cool but not cold, like in your basement, that'll keep for a little bit longer.
Because it's cured?
Because it's cured, even though it's not cooked. That'll keep for a couple of days, actually, without refrigeration, if it's cured right. And then you just got to make sure you cook it extra. It might taste funny. Don't get me wrong. It's going to taste funny. But if you cook it enough, it won't kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, we got enough stuff, but we don't have enough of that unperishable stuff, I feel like. Like, we got quite a bit of pasta and cans and stuff. We could probably go a good couple weeks on that stuff that we have. I mean, I'm thinking more like the power goes out or they start shutting grocery stores down because all the workers are in the hospital.
Yeah, that could happen.
I mean, that could happen fairly easily. Like, within this area, I mean, one goes down, the next one goes down. Before you know it, I'm driving across the other side of town to try to go to a grocery store.
Yeah, I don't worry about that so much. There's enough redundancy. Like, if you're getting to that point, you got bigger things to worry about. Like you're probably sick too. You're not going out to get food. You're going to lay there in your bed and sleep with or without food. Honestly. Yeah. If it affected that much of the population that quickly, yeah, it'd be bad. I think the real situation is like the number of severe cases in the hospital at any given time, because they're saying, I think it's under 20% of people need hospitalization who get it. So imagine if, there's 3,000, 4,000 people in the state of Colorado who have it right now. I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't either.
So if you think about that, those are all the positive cases right now. And there's like several hundred ICU patients. And it's pretty contagious and it's pretty bad, but I think your ICU numbers would be in the tens of thousands if it spread fast enough where you're worried about not having workers for King Soopers and those kind of places. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose. I guess the real problem is that the hospitals are just overrun and they can't take care of everybody.
They only have so many ICU beds because when there's not a global pandemic, how many people need a ventilator in your town on a given, like Denver's a different story, but here I think there's like 6 ventilators in the whole hospital for all the surgery wings, all the ICU, all the, people dying, which is terrible. And I'm not trying to downplay that, but just from a logistics, that's in a county of 50,000 some people. That's really not that many ventilators, because there's not normally 50 people at our local hospital who need a ventilator.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there could be 50 people next week who need a ventilator in a group of 50,000. Like if I don't know, I think it's a percentages game, and I'm not very good with math or numbers and stuff like that, but I do think it's dangerous. I do think it's bad. I do think eventually a lot of people will get it. It's just a matter of slowing down the number of people so they don't all get it in April. They get it in April through August. You know what I mean? Flatten the curve. Flattening the curve.
Oh, yeah. I would love to stay home. If I had the money or, didn't need the money, I would have been home 3 weeks ago. Like, fuck this, I'm staying home.
If they were like, everybody's mortgage is paid, we'll give you guys $500 a month for groceries.
Oh,
per person.
That reminds me, student loans are suspended with no interest. I don't remember till when. 90 days or something?
Yeah. I would definitely keep paying those because you can get ahead further right now than if you don't pay it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I got...
And if you're working, if you're off, you're laid off, obviously don't pay it because you need to pay your rent and pay your electric bill and buy groceries and prioritize. But yeah, if you're working and you can, I would definitely keep paying on that shit.
Well, I got a little bit of that money to where before all this happened, when I got the money, I was just going to pay off that loan that I got for my car. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, what if I need that money?
Yep.
So I don't want to just go and pay the loan off right now. I mean, I'll give it like a couple, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's only like a couple payments. So we'll see what happens with all this.
See if things calm down a little bit. Yeah. I sold that Comanche. Did I tell you that? I sold my Comanche?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if we talked about that last time or not. I'm telling you, the last 2 weeks have completely been a blur. I definitely kept the cash from that in a secure location just to have the cash from that. And now nobody wants to take your cash. I'm like, what? It says right on it, this is a good for all debts, public or private, and now I can't use my cash anywhere. You suck, people.
I
get it.
I thought about getting a bunch of cash, but in case I can't use my card or something. But then I'm like, do I really want some cash laying around? I don't know about that.
No, I don't really like it, but I can't get to so I don't like my bank, so I don't want to put it there. I want to open a new account at a new bank, but I can't go do that right now. So I'm just kind of holding on to it.
I suppose I
love it, hug it, and I snuggle it, and I tuck it in every night.
Okay, so I suppose it wouldn't be a bad idea to get some and hide it somewhere, just in case the worst should happen. Power's down all over the place, and you can't use your card. What are you gonna do? Write a check? I can't use the ATM then.
Nobody will let you check out anywhere at a major store without power anyway, because they don't know how to fucking add stuff up and add tax to it.
Nope.
It's like the price is $2.99 plus 8% tax. So take $2.99 times 1.08. What do I owe you? And they're like, huh? What? Fuck off. Yeah.
Oh man.
I talked to my folks earlier today, and they're like, "You are high strung. You need to calm down a little bit." And I'm like,
"No, I'm not.
I'm not anything." No, I'm pretty calm. I'm worked up over stupid shit. So I'm trying not to get on my soapbox tonight and complain about politicians because they're all terrible. But we're not going to go there tonight.
I wonder when we're going to get that money. Not that it's going to be, life or death lifesaver.
Trump check. What?
I mean, it's something which is better than not having it, but it's not a life changer. For me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe because how much is Laura going to... Oh, if they can get 45 families to come say they're going to bring their kids in, then they can reopen. And she's like, do you think it's a good idea for me to go back in there? She said it would be her and another teacher with 10 kids in that classroom. And then Will's going to be in a classroom with 10 other kids and 2 teachers. 9, 10, 11, 12. Anyway, I probably figured it wrong, but I was like, okay, well then that's 11 people that you're going to be in contact with. Then he's going to be in contact with 11 different people. Then those people are going to probably go to at least 2 other people each. So that's 44. And how many people did those people see? That's 88 or more. I'm like, no, just stay home, find another job. She's hated that job for 13 years and now she's out of it.
I don't know what they pay her. I don't know a dollar amount, and I don't want you to say it. But I know you said it's pretty low. Like, the grocery stores are offering like $15-20 an hour to people right now.
Whoa.
Which, don't get me wrong, you're in a grocery store working, so you're contacting people, but that's way less contact than 10 germy-ass kids.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah. And like, it's work. Don't get me wrong. It's physical, but she was chasing kids. That's gotta be harder than fucking stocking shelves, I would think. But
she said
maybe I'm completely ignorant of the whole world too. So nobody send. Not that we have a lot of followers, but our 30 views or so. Don't send me hate mail.
She said
I'm not talking shit either group. They both work very hard.
She said she applied for a job today. And then I was going to ask her, and then she's telling me about something else, and then I'm sure I just forgot about it, and I never actually asked her.
That's usually what happens to me.
Well, I got to pee really bad, and it's coming up on 9 o'clock, and I got to work, and I haven't been sleeping great anyway, so...
Oh, well, let's cut it short. Well, not short. We've been on here a while, but I got to go pick up Steph, because her hours are all messed up, so I actually drove her to work. So I'm going to go pick her up. And we'll catch up tomorrow night, which this will probably air afterwards. See, we can cut this. But there's the Freedom 500. Cletus McFarland, he's a YouTuber that I watch. You should watch that. It looks like it's gonna be funny. It's like $10 to pay-per-view it, but it's gonna be racing, live action. Maybe.
Where is it on YouTube?
It's gonna be. You have to click on his website, but you can find the link on his YouTube, or you can go to his website, CletusMcFarland.com. And I'm sure he's got the links and shit. But it's gonna be some racing. They moved. It was supposed to be Friday night, but they're not California. They're in Florida. Is moving putting a shelter-in-place order like we have Thursday at midnight. So they moved it up to Thursday so that they can do it legally. So they have like 23 Crown Vics with roll cages and nitrous that are retired cop cars. It's got a cap motor, cap shocks, cap brakes. It's a model built before 1972, so it runs good on pumped gas.
Regular gas.
What do you say? Is it the new Bluesmobile or what?
All right. I'll have to listen to that when I'm editing and remember what it was.
It's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay. So
at 5 o'clock our time.
Okay. Can you do this on Friday still, or should we just try to do it another day?
Friday is me and Steph day, so she might be sick of me by then. And then we can definitely do it. And if she's not sick of me, I'm gonna hang out with her.
I guess we can do it as long as there's not something going on that day or something that comes up, like I run into an idiot in another car. Then I usually get home between 5:30, 5:45 nowadays. So we can do it whenever. But I got pee really bad, so I'm gonna go.
Okay.
All
right, let me know. Text me. I'm available Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night too. So whatever, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Well,
I'm around. Text me.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that, everybody. Stay safe. Keep your hands clean. Don't touch your face. Don't pick your nose. And good luck with that.
We'll see you next time.